My name is Senator Dusty Deevers from District 32 in Oklahoma, and you may have seen me on the Jimmy Fallon Show. Jimmy felt threatened that I would ban pornography in Oklahoma. Senate Bill 1976 does that very thing. While Jimmy wants to keep pornography, I want to see it put to an end, and I think most people do as well, because their consciences tell them there is nothing good about pornography. It's harmful to individuals, it's harmful to families, it's harmful to society at large. It is an acid. It's corrosive. It is destroying families. It's destroying lives. It's destroying education. It's wicked. It's corrupt. It's worthless. And Satan would want you to have porn brain. He wants you caught up in an addiction that you can't control. He wants your mind rewired, and that's what pornography does. Porn is defiling, it's domineering, and it's destructive. It's a wildfire that is extremely hard to control. Here's what Ted Bundy, a serial killer who killed over 30 people, said about pornography. He admitted in prison the defiling, insatiable appetite of porn, saying this: like most other kinds of addiction, I would keep looking for more potent, more explicit, more graphic kinds of material. Like an addiction, you keep craving something which is harder, something which gives you a greater sense of excitement until you reach the point that pornography only goes so far. And then Bundy added this: I've lived in prison a long time now. I've met a lot of men who were motivated to commit violence just like me. And without exception, every one of them was deeply involved in pornography. Without question, without exception, deeply influenced and consumed by addiction to pornography. So some people say, well, you can't ban pornography. It's against the First Amendment. And the reality is that the First Amendment says Congress shall make no laws. It doesn't say Oklahoma shall not make any laws. Oklahoma, per our Constitution, the 10th Amendment, and per Oklahoma's Constitution, has the responsibility, nay, I say the duty, to protect the people in its state from those things that are harmful and destructive, like pornography. There is nothing good about it. The Miller versus California Supreme Court decision gave a three-prong obscenity test, and there is no way that pornography passes the obscenity test. It doesn't pass the arousal test, the offensiveness test, which the Supreme Court left over to communities to decide, and Oklahoma is clearly not going to decide that pornography has any value. The third prong of the Miller v. California test is the serious value test. Does it have high art value? And there's no way that pornography has high art value. Wherever there's a phone or an iPad or a screen, you and your children are only 2 clicks away from the most vile, disgusting filth that the depraved mind has ever imagined. Pornography use increases the marital infidelity rate by more than 300%. 56% of American divorces involve one party having an obsessive interest in pornographic websites. The New York Post even wrote an article on the report on digital sexuality that said the more porn you watch, the more likely you are to be bisexual. From a pastoral standpoint, it should be very evident and clear why Satan would want young men, especially, bound up and their consciences overburdened in conviction from porn usage. It's in the church too. Every person who's watching pornography knows in their conscience what wickedness it is and how harmful it is, but it's so hard to turn away from. And I'm telling you right now, if you will turn and look to Christ and see that what He has offered in His life, death, and resurrection, in the forgiveness of sins and eternal life with God, is infinitely more than anything you could ever find in the offerings of pornography. Christ offers true companionship. He offers true grace and love. He laid down His life for you. Christ has offered you a paradise at the sea instead of mud pies in the slum. You no longer have to be bound in addiction, which is a banquet in the grave. You can be set free. Not only from Christ, if you turn to Him, you will be set free, but also our laws need to protect us from this harmful, vile, wicked content that is everywhere in our culture. Not only is it biblical to ban pornography, but it is also constitutional to ban this obscenity.